see, now it's on. Okay, we're gonna, the one thing I just wanted to say before is just to remind everybody about the dates for the photography show, which I sent out a reminder yesterday, just so you see the timeline and how it happens. So don't forget to get your images in. And let's share screen. And does that work?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so this was about signs. And Susan Van Ness is on this call, and she
Yes.
and Barbara Schwartz were the presenters, but Barbara wasn't there. Just to refresh your memory, because this was a while ago. So Susan did the session, and then some of us went down into Delray and took pictures and had dinner at Johnny Brown's, which, by the way, if you don't know, that's the one on the corner by the railroad tracks. And if you're around looking for places to eat outside, Johnny Brown's is basically all outside, but in the back, there's a courtyard where it's quieter because it's really noisy in there because of the bands all the time. On the back, there was this really lovely courtyard that was open to the sky, and it was totally outside. And the food was nice.
I never knew that.
Yeah, neither did we. As we walked in, and the guy was like, "Well, do you want to go in the back?" And we're like, "We'll check that out."
I've
And
passed by many times and never wanted to go in. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I thought it was a bar.
yeah,
Loud
no,
bar.
they
They
really.
had Elvis imitators. They used to have them all the time.
Yeah, there's always bands there. But it's always so noisy. So this way it's not as noisy, although there wasn't a band playing there, but there you could be like all the way in the back of that courtyard and you're way, way, way far away from wherever the music is. And they have good salads, and people had tacos and burgers and stuff. So just as an FYI. Okay. Susan, do you want to say anything before we start?
Just hopefully that you have some signs that are in daylight, maybe some at dusk, and some at night. And in the night group, hopefully you have some neon signs.
I do. I was going to separate the neons from the other, but some of them I couldn't tell whether they were neon or not. So I decided not to fuss with that, but there are definitely neon signs in there. Okay. Okay, comments?
It's half of a restroom sign.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was a surf shop.
I mean, it's not
Restroom
mine. I
for
just
surf
could
shop.
see it's restroom.
Good observation, because I couldn't figure it out. Now I see. Now I can see it.
I think it's kind
That's
of
a very
abstract.
creative photo.
It's really nice. I kind of like the red and the blue. You can't read it as a sign, but as an abstract, I think it's pretty cool.
And I would just crop in a little on each side so you don't have that thin line of something else.
Oh, like over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frames the picture. I don't know if I have a problem with that. And I definitely don't have a problem with it on the other side.
Yeah.
I would automatically crop it because it looks like it shouldn't be showing.
That what
Yeah.
shouldn't be shown, the little
Ugh.
edge.
The
Yeah.
edges. Well, they're showing on top, but not on the bottom.
Right.
It's straight. If it wasn't straight, I'd be concerned, but it's perfectly straight.
They do have it straight, absolutely.
Well, you could fix it with clone or the spot healer.
The eraser would take care of it.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're just mostly thinking about this. This is mine. That's why I'm asking. Mostly about this little portion here, which
Yeah.
okay.
No, all the gray. the dark gray.
All this whole part.
Yeah,
Okay. And what about on this side?
yeah,
I
probably.
like it.
Maybe that gives depth to you because you know that it's a wall with, maybe it's a column.
It's actually a column.
Yeah, for me, it's a street shot. So it just looked, to me, those things on the side, except maybe that little white in the upper right, all looks pretty natural to me, but
If
I
you want to
agree.
get really picky, then there's like dirt on the right lower of the red. And
but it
your
is, it
other
is a
stuff.
street sign.
Yeah.
I mean, street shot.
Yeah.
You lose texture if you crop the way I said, because the little holes on the right at the bottom by the, I assume surfboard.
Like you're
will
talking
be
about in
gone.
here. Okay.
It's a wall, it's a dirty wall. I
Right.
don't have a problem with any of that.
I wouldn't clean it.
Okay.
You could say that there's a spot next to the O on top also, but that's the wall.
Right. And here and if, yeah, I on purpose didn't clean up anything just because you're right, it's the wall. I just didn't know whether, I can't just crop the sides. I'd have to crop some of the red off also.
Right.
Because otherwise it would be just too skinny.
Yeah,
But I
you
can
can't
play with it.
erase it to get rid of it, but I don't know why.
Hold on, there's two people
I
here.
can hear you now.
Okay.
Adrian, was it red or did you color it red?
It was red. That's why I took it. I wouldn't have even, I would have walked right past it, but it was red and I just thought it was really cool. And then it was
Yeah.
just sort of, you knew it said restroom, even though you didn't see the whole sign. So I
Right.
thought it would qualify as a sign.
I
Was
like
it-
the way that-
Definitely.
Was it horizontal? Oh, you said it's a column, so it
Yeah.
wasn't.
No, it was
Oh.
as shot
Where
Um,
was it?
in
I
the
like the way that-
Delray Market.
Okay.
I like the way that the surfboard is an inverted V.
Yeah.
Going up to the other Vs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that's part of why I shot it. And I just walked around until it lined up perfectly.
And it
Yeah.
does.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously I couldn't touch it, but I just walked, you know, when I first approached it, it wasn't exactly visually in the middle. So I just shifted myself until it lined up that way. Okay.
Answer the door.
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
Very, very nice. The color palette is beautiful. It's
Mhm.
nice and sharp.
That's neon, isn't it?
No,
No, it's just a sign, a lit sign. So it would be night or dusk.
it's
But it's
lit
not neon.
behind those letters.
The food is very good too.
I like that you can see texture on this, on the concrete. You know, you can't always see that. That's came out nice.
And I like the blue and red in the word dinner. You know, the
In here.
speckle look.
Yeah.
Where's red?
There.
Well, I guess it's
The
red.
wall itself is red.
It's like an orangey red.
Terracotta. Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty. The more you look, the more you see. There's like an arch in here
Yeah.
in the concrete, which was, again, it just adds more depth to it.
And
Adrian,
It's
Yeah.
nice in its setting.
Adrian, how do I get to the gallery view so I can see everybody?
You can't because I have it on, I'm doing a
Share.
screen share.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So if you want to see who else is here, there's an arrow at the bottom
Yeah.
of the column of people.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Oh, this is fabulous.
Oh, I
That's-
love this.
That's David. It's phenomenal. Only David can come up with something like that.
Like, no, you could.
What, was this the sign or did you do something
No.
to make two of them?
I basically shot in a parking spot um, the handicap symbol,
Right.
and then made another one that was inverted and flipped it, and then just added color to it. So I put it all together.
That's
Oh,
very cool.
Man, you're going
Yeah.
crazy.
Very nice.
He's so creative.
Yeah. I love it. I love it that it's not solid, that it's just sort of, that there's all this color coming through.
I like to nitpick on photos, but there's nothing you can nitpick on that photo at all.
Iris, something happened with your sound. It's gargly.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Say what you said again.
okay.
Not good.
Nitpick
Your sound is weird.
anything on that photo.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
You can
Bummer.
type it into chat. What you want to say.
We don't usually have trouble with your sound.
Hmm.
I can't hear anybody.
No, yeah, he was typing something. So in the chat, Iris said,
Mhm.
I like to nitpick, but there's nothing to nitpick.
Oh, I'm sure you could find something.
Okay,
That's right.
next.
Okay, that's really funny. I like that it's a square. I think that's the perfect crop for it.
Cool.
I
Thank
think
you.
you should sell your design to motor vehicles or whoever puts the handicap signs up.
I think I will. Yeah.
Why not?
Walter Schmuck.
Right.
Okay, any comments on this one?
I love how they spell antique.
Hmm,
They didn't spell jewelry right either.
Well, this is from
This is in
Vienna.
Vienna.
Yeah, I remember seeing those signs.
It's funny, two people put signs in from this place.
With their old husbands standing
Yeah.
under it. We cropped them out.
It is funny. Okay, any
That a
other,
real
any comments
store?
on this?
Is that a real store?
Yes,
Yeah, Schmuck means jewelry in German. It's very innocent.
Well, look how they spell jewelry too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed.
This sign definitely provokes a story going on, like, how did they get to making a sign like that?
Oh, you see it all over Vienna and in Germany. Every jewelry store has a sign like in the window, Schmuck.
But I do think it was nicely shot. I do like the angle of the building behind it and how the building goes from dark to light. I think that's really nice.
Thank you.
So we're gonna be last again?
you asked to be last.
Huh? Oh, I forgot they can hear me.
Hold on, let me just get Evie in. Okay, anybody have a comment about this one? I don't see, this is where I started getting not sure whether they were neon or not.
I think that's neon because it's tubular. It sure looks like it has depth above the O. And then it turns black.
I don't think it is neon.
I
No.
don't think so either.
It's lit from within that shape.
Right, it's illuminated, but not neon.
Yeah, I don't think David signed in. This was David Saltpeters. Yeah, I like the fact that you can see their whole street, is reflected in there, which is good. And the angle,
Mhm.
it's not just a boring straight on shot. It's got some different whimsical quality to it.
That must be infrared.
Why? I think it looks like black and white, right?
Well, black and white, yeah, I guess so. I was looking at the whiteness of the flowers.
I don't remember that fountain there. Did they put it in?
No, it's there, in the middle of the traffic circle.
No kidding. I guess I'm careful not to hit anybody, so I don't notice that.
Right. It's actually pretty recent also because Ocean One is there and it's got the screens up. So
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty recent,
Oh, it's Christmas time because the wreath is there.
right?
Oh, we have detectives here. Good observation.
I like the way, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay, I like the way it's balanced. I like that you have the buildings on the left and the buildings on the right. So that frame the fountain. The only thing, if I'm nitpicking, is the palm tree on the right side. I don't think you need that. I think it might distract from the balance.
you're talking about this area here.
Yes.
Okay. So that would have to be cloned out because if you cropped it out, you'd lose the curve. I'm sure the person wanted the whole curve of the fountain, which is nice.
Absolutely, you can clone it, and I use the eraser. If you use a clone,
Yeah, you'd also lose the symmetry of the buildings that are
Right.
flanking that fountain.
Right.
I'm hearing some distortion when Ira speaks.
When a lot of people speak, mine has an echo, Ira has distortion. I don't know what's going on.
I thought somebody else was speaking at the same time
I don't
before.
think so. I think Zoom is like having a
Hmm.
problem. Now it sounds fine. Yeah, so what he was saying was that you could use the eraser tool or clone tool to get rid of this
Yeah.
without messing up anything else.
The only other thing I would do is if you could lighten the shadows under Marketplace, because I think we all know what it is, but I think it's hard to read. It's a little dark.
Right, this area in here. Okay,
Can you just lighten up that part?
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
you have to work on it with an editing tool to do that. Because you can't just lighten up the whole area. You would lose these two things of the fountain. So you have to harness it with Photoshop, like something like Photoshop Elements. You go around like this, like I'm doing. And you lock that area.
that would be really hard.
Yeah. Okay. I like this angle. It's kind of
I
cool.
like the color palette.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I have no problem with the T and the Y cutoff. That's something that you can question, but there is the rule of continuation. And you
Right.
know what the T's and the Y is. And
I
if you
can't
don't-
hear.
Yeah, I can't understand what he's saying.
Okay, he's saying that he has no, see how the T is cut off and the Y is cut off? And sometimes people will say, oh my God, the T and the Y is not complete. And that is a bad thing. And what he's saying is that there's something, such a thing as a law of continuation, which means that you know it's out there because it's part of it. And just with common sense, you know that the Y is continuing and that the T is continuing. So that makes it valid to have the crop look like this.
That's if you can read English.
Right, if you can read English. Or that there's enough of the object, in this case, a letter, that you know that just a little bit of it is missing.
I'm saying why I chose to photograph that is I identified with the top being more outstanding. So I made it more outstanding by shooting down on it. because I identify with nerd. And the E I thought was cool because it's got the wrench for the opening.
Here you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does everybody see what she's talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
And
clever.
the dark part is actually a wrench.
It's a wrench in black.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Cool. And that's sort of what we keep talking about to people is just because something is there, you don't just have to take it head on. You can take it from a different angle, from above, from below, and get a completely different kind of an image. Much more interesting.
Ooh, nice.
So was this a neon sign or was this process, this
Well, it
sign?
was processed, but the original you'll see coming up later.
But was it neon?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the way it's simplified and that red dot, it's very graphic now and very contemporary.
Yeah, I love that. Is this David's?
No, it's Iris.
Oh,
It's not-
Ira. Okay, very nice. Very nice. I love this.
Ira, I love it too. This is Eva. And I like the fact that the circle is really open, which means the word open is showing you that there it's open.
Oh, good for you. I wouldn't have thought of that.
And the frame, I love the double white frame.
Yeah, the frame is great.
Did it start off with a black background?
No, again, you'll see the more original. I altered it, but later on you'll see something that's closer to what it looked like.
Can't hear him.
He's going, later on, you'll see the real picture.
Okay. But I want to know how we did that.
Yeah, I want to know how he did that also. So we'll wait.
The other one should have come up first.
I didn't realize that it was two of the same. I mean, now that I'm looking at the other one, because I have it on a cheat sheet, I can see that, but I wasn't paying attention.
That's cool.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Wow.
So that's my shot. I'm Jim. And when I saw that one, I honestly was torn between, it's either a really wonderful shot or it's a total mess. There's so much going on in it.
But
And
I think that's what's great about it is it's
Yeah.
simple to look at.
Yeah.
I put it up on my Facebook page and specifically asked for comments. And I know a bunch of professional photographers from my newspaper days, and they all loved it. So I figured I was on the right track, but
Actually, just saw a presentation of a photographer who, that's his thing. He does street scenes and reflections and stuff. And he has a whole book on it, and it's really fabulous.
Yeah, I almost think that it looks like a painted collage.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Or what do they call it? Decoupage, when you take lots
Right,
of different
yes.
paper
Yeah.
things and
That's
put
so
it on.
funny. I was thinking the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
one of
I
my
love
friends.
that you can almost discern the difference between what's reflected and what's actually in the shop window. It's just all blended together. I love that.
When I look at it, I feel warmth. I feel like the letters are like fire because of the colors, very warm colors.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only, you're putting your finger on the only thing I did to the picture. I didn't crop it. I looked at all kinds of different ways to crop it. And the only thing I did was apply a preset in Snapseed called Morning. So that warmed it up a bit.
That's great.
I mean,
Very
even though
nice.
I see the sign for the office, so I know where it was taken, I still don't recognize anything else. It's like-
Well, it's across the street.
It's
huh?
yeah, no, I know it's across the street, but still, I mean, there's people walking, there's plates, and
Right.
just and his ketchup containers and more people walking, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, and
This-
a funny thing happened when I was shooting through the window of this place. I'd finished and started moving down the street. And I guess it was the manager. He came running out on the street going, "What are you doing? And, are there any people in that picture?" And,
Right.
my newspaper training made me initially want to say, well, it doesn't matter. I'm allowed to shoot pictures like that. But I was
Right.
a nice guy and said, "Hey, I'm just shooting the sign. Don't worry."
Mhm.
This would be a great one to submit to the photography show.
Yeah, I think I will submit that
Yeah,
one.
I think it's really good. Very different.
Nice.
I guess this is neon.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's gorgeous.
And it's beautiful. It looks like candy ribbons.
Mm-hmm. Colors are great.
It's well balanced. The colors, as David says, the palette is beautiful. It's a beautiful shot. And the green at the bottom accents the brown of the Leo. It's very well seen and very well shot.
Yeah. It's
Whose
a great,
is it?
say again,
Who shot the Rio picture?
Leslie.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was in Vegas.
Shocking.
And it's a great example, and so is the last one, of making a decision about what you want to include in an image. I don't know whether you cropped this after the fact or not, but I would love to think you didn't, or maybe just a little bit. But
I did crop it just a little bit. I kind of labored over where to crop it, and I had it as the full sign, but it seemed less interesting to me. And then I really zoomed in more, and I go, okay, that's too close. And I just kind of play with it enough until I felt like it finally felt right to me, whatever that means. But it just felt right to me where I cropped it and how I shifted the balance a little bit to give it a little more symmetry.
yeah, there was a class the other night that a few of us took, and it was actually, he was doing landscapes or something outside, but what he said was when he looks through the viewfinder of his camera, or when you're looking on your phone, if that's what you're using, he forces himself to send his eye up, across, down, across, and then in an X. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. In an X, so that he sees if there's anything interfering in the shot that he might not want, or something
Right.
he wants more of, but it forces him to take the time to actually consider whether these are the parts of the scene that he wants to include or not. And then he decides, does he need to move forward or back or side to side, or will he fix it later in post-processing? And that all goes through his mind in an instant before he presses and takes the picture. And I just thought that was like a great way to think about it,
Yeah.
It's the first time.
because you can't go back later and add. You know, you could crop off, but what if you had something there that you sort of missed? So it's good, a good thing. Nice job, Leslie.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Lorraine. She's not here. I just wish this foot was down right over here. So that, you know, to me, that's an example of what I was just saying, that if you looked at that whole thing, maybe if she just lowered herself, her viewpoint a little bit, that foot would have been cradling the corner of this sign, and then it would have been extraordinary.
That's neon.
Yep.
That's definitely, yeah.
Any comments? This one's Marty's.
I like the light on the building.
Here, oh, here, you're talking about with the. with
Yeah,
the
yeah, it
tree?
adds to it. Yeah, it's a beautiful sign, and then you've got that some texture and color
Yeah.
going on subtly in the building.
I like
Mhm.
the fact that he like walked around enough to include the side.
Mhm.
So that you have the green components going up and down that says tequila. Because if it had been on this side only, it would have been okay, but that adds a little special something to it.
I love the way that the buildings are not important. They supplement the sign. The sign is what's important, and the buildings don't get in the way, which I think is a difficult thing to do, and he did a great job with that.
Yeah,
It's
like
also
they're
very
there, but they
straight.
don't distract from it.
Mhm. Nice and straight.
Good job. I love this. I read an article someplace about signs and it was like, it would remind you of someplace that you were. And I've been to the Peabody many times. So to me, this made me smile.
Where is that?
Tennessee, right? Nancy?
You're right, yes. I can't remember where I traveled to.
Is the Peabody a theater?
It's a hotel.
Oh, the hotel. Okay.
And it has these ducks that walk. They live on the roof, and they at certain times during the day they bring them down in an elevator and they walk around the lobby like a little parade, and then they go back into the elevator and up to the roof, and that's where they
You can
live.
see them up there on the roof also.
I heard about it, but I never have been there.
They used to have a conference that in the Peabody Hotel every other year, so it was really fun. Nice shot.
Nancy, to nitpick, very easy to take care of. The white above the T, the white line above the T,
Right here.
that easily.
Yeah, Nancy, see that?
Yep.
You
Yes,
can
I
just
know.
take that right out. Nice job.
Oh, I love that. I love the red and the black and the white.
Nice job. That's very clear, very sharp.
Is that yours, David?
Nope.
Because you have the red and the black, but then I
I
know.
know.
Who shot this?
This is Susan.
Fine.
Susan Vanessa. Very nice. Very nice.
It's so three-dimensional. I mean, the white just makes it like a rounded look in the back that just makes the red jump right off the screen. I took a whole bunch of those. None of mine looked as good as that.
Oh, thanks, Adrian.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
we stood on that corner for a long time together taking pictures.
I
with it.
know, and we took various shots, but this one came out spectacular.
Yeah, it's very rich looking.
Is
Really
it
good.
one that could be submitted or not?
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
see why not.
yes.
Sure. I think it looks great. Even all the stuff down at the bottom is fine.
I like that.
Nice job.
I like what's on the bottom. It gives a little more dimension.
I agree. Agree. I added white edges to these things because I put them on a black background, so that's not necessarily from the photographer.
Oh, okay.
I just did that to all of them. Anything that was really dark like this, I wanted it to differentiate from the background on the PowerPoint.
Mhm.
So was this the natural background was black?
Yes.
The outside here, but this is part of the picture, but outside
it
where
was
the
not
arrow
black.
is, that's the page of the PowerPoint. So I had to add the white line. So anything inside the white line is the photograph.
Oh, I understand that, but in the photograph, is that black natural or did you do something?
It's natural. It was night.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
And that's neon.
Nice.
think it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I didn't see these things.
It's a
really
pie-
nice.
A pie with the cherry on top.
Hmm.
And whipped cream and a cherry.
But it's very simple and graphic and
That doesn't mean.
colors pop.
Yeah.
I don't know, this one was there.
Stunning.
Now, the question I have, this happens to be mine, but in general, when you see something like a picture like this is really a photograph of somebody else's art.
Yeah.
So when it's like Susan's had other things in the picture, you know, the bottom part, but this one's just the other person's art. So my head says that I shouldn't be, I wasn't going to anyhow, but that I wouldn't submit this to the photography show because it's really a photograph of someone else's art.
Right.
Do people agree with that?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
I do agree with it because that's the rule, right? You're not
Right.
supposed to submit anything that's someone else's work.
Right. Like if there was a person in the picture looking, this was hanging on the ceiling, but if there was a person taking, you know, looking at it or taking a picture of it,
Right,
then yeah,
right.
that's telling a story.
Right.
But this I just wanted because it was so graphic.
Yeah.
This
So
was
that was
also,
that was neon, and
Yeah.
and it's such a great shot because there's no aura from the neon. It's just so clean.
yeah, I think it's because it was hanging free. It was
Mhm.
hanging from the ceiling.
Where
in-
was this sign?
In Del Rey, in the side street, there's that Del Rey market where there's all these fast food places.
Uh-huh.
There
Yeah.
was a lot of neon in there, a lot.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of good shots. That's where the surfboard with the restroom sign. It's a very interesting location.
This is crazy.
That's like a
Funny.
Where
sign.
did this come from?
Came from right before we got on a cruise ship. A cruise ship,
Huh.
yes.
Huh. That's funny. I love the colors. I mean,
Yep, yep. Mhm. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to say. It's just,
Right?
Funny. But it's
Yeah, it is-
perfectly,
it's
it's
funny,
perfectly
right.
framed. Again, going back to the what do you include and what don't you include? You don't
Right.
need anything extra here. You don't need any more
Right.
blue. You don't need everything is just exactly where it needs to be.
was this sign like back illuminated, or was it a print sign, or?
no, it actually was one of those stand-up signs that I cropped, you know, back and for front and back, the same sign.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you're walking into where you have to check in.
Right. But it was a printed sign.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Adrian, answering the question on your photo as it being somebody else's art, a lot of what we're seeing today is somebody else's
That's
art.
right.
But
That's
Yeah.
right. Some graphic designer doing a sign, making a sign.
Right. It's a sign.
I don't have a problem with yours and I don't have a problem with this. I don't know whether I'd submit it to an F3C or something like that, but I think they're lovely.
I don't know. I think it depends on what you include. I just was thinking that, especially with neon, that neon is really an art. It's an art form.
Right,
So I was thinking of like neon is like more like a sculpture
right.
that somebody's executed.
Yeah, but in the neon in your shot, you had a shadows underneath, like you saw the reflections underneath. So it's kind of the angle you shot it at that made it interesting too, because I think those little reflections add a lot to the picture.
Like in here, you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about this, a lot of times there's little flecks in a picture when you have solid dark. It's hard to get solid dark. And you have no flecks in the picture, no spots, no speckles, and it's a beautiful picture. And I have no problem shooting that as somebody else's artwork.
It's a street, you know, if you think of it, it's a street shot, it's a storefront or whatever.
I don't know. I don't think there's an answer.
Ooh,
Oh,
This must be Dave's.
love this.
So there were a bunch of, they tore down a bunch of signs and they put them in a pile outside the library. And I just took the picture of it and it was kind of boring, but so I just played with the colors.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So you did not juxtapose images of different signs. They were actually on the
Yeah.
ground like that.
It's exactly that shot. Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
And how did you add the color? What did you do?
So there's in Photoshop Elements, there's a, I think it's under Fun Edits. They have a thing where you could just pick different. I can find out the name.
Okay.
But there's in one of the guided sections, there's a thing where you can pick different watercolor papers with different
Okay.
colors on it.
Huh.
So I just
It
played
looks
around.
kind of vintage. I would
Very
think like vintage would be in the name of the,
I think
filter.
it's under some kind of watercolor thing.
Very cool.
That's great.
Oh, that's hysterical. I didn't ever read it.
Call your mom, take a drink.
Live. Pretend it's 1993. Look how pretend is
Each
spelled.
other.
Yeah, that's in Vienna too.
I love that pretend
They
it's
need,
1993. That's a very funny sign.
Yeah.
they need spelling lessons in Vienna in English.
Really funny. Nice job.
My son would have said, "Just take a drink," should have been before call your mom. but
Maybe after you call your mom, you need a drink.
that's true.
I like the sign juxtaposed with the people
Yeah.
and the people moving and the people sit, I just think it's a very interesting, it's like a street shot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Making me smile.
Makes me hungry.
That could make me smile too.
Let me put myself on mute.
That's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, the colors are great.
yep.
Nice and sharp.
I like the shadow under the hot dog bun on the hot dog itself.
Right here.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's painted on like that. It must be. Because you
Must
can see if you look up here, that it's really what do you call it? A banner
Right.
that's tied up someplace. Colors are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Adrian, that was Marty. He said he never got the link, so I just sent it to him.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Marty did himself. He had some great photos. Everybody has great photos today.
Yeah, this is David Saltpeter.
Oh, he also.
Yeah, nice job.
You can see that Hebrew National started in 1905. Who knew?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I didn't know these guys moved. Which is really,
When did they move?
this is from Delray Marketplace, right? So
Yeah,
They
they moved a
moved-
while ago, yeah.
I didn't know they,
I remember when they opened up there. I don't know if you heard, Marty said he never got the link. I just sent it to him.
sorry, Marty, just checked in.
Okay, yeah, I sent it. So that's interesting. Oh, they went to their other store.
Yeah, on Glades Road.
Yeah, where the main store is.
You know, everybody, I love that shot because I can see the reflection of the sunset in the
Yeah.
window.
Yeah, like right here.
It was sort of translucent. Well, I'm happy you all knew it moved.
Didn't know it moved. Now I do.
Ah,
It's informative.
It was in November yet.
I know. They probably vacated in October and then got there.
A few months ago.
So, and I've been over to Delray Marketplace. I guess I
Thought
just
I
never
have
paid-
been, but no,
never
I know
paid
I have.
attention.
I wonder what's going in there.
Probably be empty like the rest of the stores that are empty
Mm.
there.
Well, it's close to the taco place.
Yeah.
I know exactly where it is. I bought some furniture there.
Now
The
you
only
can't
thing that
take
I
it
would
back.
say on this one, if it was going to be used for something, that this area up here where it's some kind of vent, it'd be nice to not have to like crop off that. But other than that, I think it's fine.
you're right. Thank you.
It's a fun picture.
Mhm.
Again, the angle makes this so interesting.
Mhm.
Because the angle, his eyebrow, it accents his the expression on his face. too.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Looks evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I wouldn't go to him.
With a weapon in his hand.
He looks evil.
Well done. Well seen, well shot.
Yep.
Just the right amount of stuff. You don't need more stuff in here.
For sure. I had a second shot and it showed me in a reflection bending down and he's looking right at me. I went, no, not that one.
When he's sitting there, I mean,
No.
it's
I really like that.
It's good. It's not inexpensive. It's not inexpensive.
Okay, somebody's talking and we hear you. So if you need to talk on the phone or something, you need to put yourself on mute. Okay, so Ira, is this the other picture?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how did you make,
I see.
so did you make the other one from this one or they're
Yes.
just similar?
No, I made the other one from this.
How?
That's incredible. Wow.
I think I used threshold, but I wouldn't swear to it. It might have been just a black. Might have just made it black and white and just changed some of the colors.
How do you get rid of all of the stuff in the back?
Didn't you only have the word open? And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything was black?
How did you
Yes.
get rid of the whole rest of the picture?
And you had a red circle instead of this guy, this cute guy right
It
there.
Menchie's.
Right, I completely changed it. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I could do it again. I don't know how I did it. I think I might have used threshold to get the black.
You know,
And then
Ira, when
change-
you say things like that, it makes me feel a little better because I think it's just me, this semi-beginner that can't remember how I did. So thank you.
I fool around with the photos until I get something that I like.
Maybe you selected it by its color of purple and then it just gave you that.
I'm sure I made it into black and white and then work from there.
Oh,
What I tend to do is change it into black and white or a color, and then
We have to be.
I pick the color and make it darker. And then I'll clone it to get rid of the other color, if that makes any sense.
We're gonna be here probably.
This is Munchies, by the way, at Delray Marketplace.
oh, around the corner. Got it.
That's beautiful.
I mean, yeah, I like this one just as much as I like, the other one I like a little bit more, but I like this one too. But it'd be real interesting to find out the process. Good job. I love this.
Oh.
The open sound.
What do people think?
That's bizarre.
I can't tell if I'm looking down or across.
Oh, because of the boxes that are
The
on the wall.
boxes, yeah.
Well, there's a window, so I'm assuming it's a wall.
It's a wall.
Mhm.
Very good, very creative.
That was in a shop in West Palm Beach in, what's that neighborhood called? I can't remember. Sort of a funky neighborhood. And this was a shop that sold various architectural things that were rescued, windows, doors, pediments, that kind of stuff. And they had some sign stuff in the back.
I love it.
Yeah, love the colors.
Again, an example of what to include or not include. But because if you left these boxes out, that thing that Eva said where she couldn't decide whether she was looking at a wall or a floor, that's because of these boxes. And it just adds something, especially the one
Mhm.
that's incomplete.
I maybe would take out the wire in the upper right-hand corner.
This right here,
Hmm.
that would be easy to do.
For you, maybe.
No, I showed Virginia how to do that yesterday.
Yeah, will she remember it?
Yeah, that's Virginia and Zeva learning how to use Photoshop elements. That's the Band-Aid that you use to take that out. But this is a little more difficult because there's also a shadow of the wire. So you'd have to decide, you'd have to do the whole thing. Maybe clone would be better. But that,
Irene was telling us about a photographer named, I think, William Egglesheart or something like that. And
Eggleston?
his big thing was that taking color street shots and leaving all the imperfections in. And because that's what the street was. So it's just another way to look at it.
Right, that's William Eggleston. I
Yes.
know of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd love to learn some of these techniques with things like Photoshop, but I'm also not a big fan of altering reality. I'm very conservative.
it's mostly if it's something that's distracting. And I don't find that wire distracting. I sort of noticed it, but it's not like it was glaring me in the face. And it does look, it's like this crack in the wall. You wouldn't ever touch that. It's just part of it.
But it kind of goes with that kind of junkyard feeling,
Yep. Yeah.
It works with it.
Yeah. It's random stuff. I mean, there's even a plant at the bottom. It's like,
Yeah, and you can't see it here because Adrian's picture there is in the way, but in the lower right corner, there's a sign that says free, I believe.
I see it. You can
here.
move the people away to the other side.
Ah, okay, didn't know that.
You gotta leave it a half hour.
Yeah, I know, honey.
very, very cool. Someone else is talking. I would submit this one also. I think it's very cool.
Okay.
Oh, there's that word again.
Is this from another country?
This is from Vienna. But I liked the reflections below the sign, as well as I just thought it was funny because,
Yeah, I
the only
agree.
thing was I couldn't lighten up the right side enough, the reflection enough without ruining the rest of the photo. So I wish I would have known how to do that better.
Yeah. That's
Maybe if
also,
I was in Photoshop, I could have isolated that one area and lightened it up. I don't know. I don't have
Yes.
Photoshop.
yeah, it's Elements, which is a really inexpensive program. You just would harness that
Right.
area.
Right.
And then all the things that you did, like brightening or anything you did to it, would only affect that area that was
Right.
enclosed in the
I figured
lasso.
you could probably do something like that, but I only have my Apple tools,
Right.
my Apple editing tools.
Nice job. I love all the texture on this.
Yeah,
Like somebody splashed it with
yeah, I
paste.
love the raindrops.
Is it rain or is it paste?
Looks like rice paper.
Was this sign posted outside?
This is Lorraine, so she's not here. She can't tell
Oh,
us.
I see.
The nails holding it up are rusted, like
Yeah,
Yeah, that's probably rain.
maybe it's in plastic
Yeah,
outside.
it might be laminated, yeah.
Let me ask a question to the group because I don't know the answer. Do we like it better on an angle or would we prefer it straight?
Huh?
Yes.
I like the angle
Mhm.
because it's
The
really,
br-
it's
the
straight,
brown and the brown is straight. The white is at an angle on the brown.
but this is straight. The vertical side of it is straight. It's just it's the person, the photographer was on an angle when they took it so that it, it's one of these things where you can't make everything straight.
Right.
Yeah, true.
So that was an artistic decision.
I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe, maybe not. But being on a little angle, you can see all the wrinkles in the paper, which just makes it all much more interesting. And this was sort of interesting. I guess it's a stamp saying it's okay to hang this up.
Wonder, looks
Yeah,
like
I wonder.
Chinese or something, right?
Yeah. Neat.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. It's not like super sharp. That's the only thing. But I don't know if you think this is just a painted sign or some of it's neon. I think it's painted.
Some of it's neon.
Some of it is neon.
Where is that place?
On a side street.
In Delray?
Yep.
Oh, didn't know.
How to find it.
So Marty, did you bring back cookies at least?
I was on a diet.
Marty, I'm sorry about not getting the link to you, but your tequila sign, everybody loved it.
Okay, thank
It
you.
was really nice. And
Rocco.
yeah, the
Rocco
Rocco's
Taco?
Tacos thing was real. Everybody really thought it was very well done. Well seen.
Good 3D.
Yeah.
I think you can clone out the bottom.
This area in
crop-
here.
Not crop it, just clone it. And on the right side too.
There's like a little tiny bit here you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is mostly distracting, this white on the bottom. But nice.
Must be in Texas.
Yep, it says Alcoholic Beverage Commission from Texas and Parks and Wildlife. It's a lot of information in this photograph.
Guns.
You tell it's Texas?
Now this one's not as interesting to me. This is just like,
Actually, I took it for this part here more than that.
for what?
The wildlife hunting license, I don't know, I'm not into any of that, so when you open the grocery store and that's what hits you.
Oh, this is at a grocery store?
Yes, that's at a grocery
Oh,
store.
look
That's
inside.
why it's like.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely tells a story then. Okay. Now this is not neon. This is just a sign that's lit from the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is downtown Delray, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I like that it's on an angle. It
That could
wouldn't,
be neon behind the metal.
I don't know if it's neon or it's just lights back there. And neon is tubular. What about this area, this down here? Should that stay or be cloned out?
I would take it away.
This piece. I should have put a white border around this one too, because you lose the picture where it goes. Would everybody leave the whole thing like this or crop any of it away?
Well, if you want it clean, I'd crop it on the left of the R and get rid of that pipe that's going diagonally up the right. And
This
then-
you're talking about this?
No.
Oh, this on the bottom,
Yeah,
right?
that
That, yeah, we talked about that.
Just make it
before.
black.
Right. Right.
I actually like the window. I would crop it to the
too.
left. of the
Yeah, me
window.
too. That's what I was thinking. I would leave one window because it has some reflection in it and there's blue and it actually adds interest to it. And then you'd still have a little bit of this, which is sort of interesting, but lose the wires and the plugs and for this lamp fixture. And still you'd have the two sizes of the pipe, like if you just cut it right, oops, sorry, guys. If you just cut it right there, like right here.
Yeah, that would keep the whole rainbow.
I like the color palette. Okay.
That can make you dizzy.
You can't tell that it's a sign, right?
I was just thinking that I wonder if it would be better if at least a little of it was that you could see was a sign, maybe move a little less fast. But I like the pattern, the abstractness of it.
I assume that's intentional.
We have to do
camera
a part
movement.
for recognizable and the rest is ICM. This is the way it came out.
Right. Yeah, that's the difficulty with ICM is like you either get like nothing is recognizable. It's hard to control it. I mean, I tried a whole bunch of ICMs that night and not one of them came out decent. Really hard to do.
And the bottom right area, that kind of looks like a bar with bottles hanging or something.
Yeah, I think this was in that food court place also.
Was.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Reminds me of a wedding cake with the different tiers.
Huh. You're right.
A wild wedding.
Interesting patterns.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
There's
it's very up.
Bobby Brown's.
It's like a vintage look. I've never seen anybody do this to that. It's usually everybody's into the neon and the red and the blue.
And the
That's
zoom in,
fine,
zoom
right?
out.
Yeah. Yes, Zev, it's yours.
Yeah, I like the sign in the front, no left turn, then the sign up there. Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
everybody might-
Yeah,
well,
it's a nice job. It's a great street shot. And the fact that you don't have any cars. I mean, it's so busy there. It's such a clean shot. Nice job. This would be good. You would be in the novice category, I think, or beginners, I guess, in the show. You could put this in the photography show.
Wow,
is that?
who's
I
is
don't know
it?
what that
That's
means.
It's
the
Zev.
beginner.
It's Zev's.
Wow, Zev, that's fantastic. That's not a beginner.
I'm putting all this stuff.
I love the way that you got to have the brown and the blue against the black and white.
Yeah, it came out great. Did you
Yeah,
edit
I-
this in Snapseed? What did you do to make this happen? Do you remember?
I- It was, yeah, I think it was Snapseed. Oh, no, I think it was on the camera, on the phone.
Wow.
Very nice.
I changed it to black and cleaned out some of the stuff off the top.
Yep. Good job.
That's great.
I had one of those.
I like this.
This is not mine.
No, this is Virginia's. Can you, everybody see the reflections in the back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could barely see that when I took the photo, but then as I started working with it, it just became more and more prominent, and I liked it like that.
Yeah.
Nice
Beautiful.
job. And it's a perfect for a square.
Well, it was eating.
I wouldn't do anything to this. This would be a good one for the show also.
What did you think about the blue stuff on the very top left? Should I try to take that out?
I don't think so. What do you guys think? This area here?
It
It's
belongs.
fine.
Yeah, it's like the ones that Jim was showing with the, you know, what's really there. It's not distracting. It doesn't draw your eye. It's just a part of the scene.
I'll have.
I would definitely leave it.
Espresso martini, that may be good one there. But I can't drink now.
Vivian, you need to put yourself on mute.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry. I thought I was. I'm talking to you. I thought I was.
This is terrific.
I gotta go. Okay. Fine.
Vivian, put yourself on mute.
Okay.
We can hear you on the phone.
I can't get to her. I was going to put her on mute myself.
She has two windows.
I don't know. I can't get to her at all. I don't know where she is. Okay. What do people think of this one?
Like it.
Interesting.
It's got
Interesting.
patterns.
You know, that he sent me the original and I should have included it because you would not believe the original.
Is that
do you-
ICM?
How'd you get those white lines on it?
Yeah. How did you do this?
I went and did freehand movement of the rest of the, except for the sign. In one of the programs, and I just used my hand and moved stuff around and just kept the sign in place. It was in, I think the green app.
Snapseed.
Snapseed.
But how did you get those white lines going in there?
Well, all the white lines, they're really just lines that were in there already,
Really?
and I just moved them around. Well, the original picture, you have the original picture.
I know I had it in my email and I forgot to put it into this. I'll send it to everybody after with the, I'll send everybody this picture and his original because it was so cool what he did.
This is a bar, and what they do music and everything, and the sign was right top of the bar, and there was a couple on the right side too that were having drinks. And the little blue stuff is the shirt that the guy was wearing. So you can't even see the people there, but I wanted to make sure you can see the sign.
Yeah, great job. I mean, can everybody see how it's repeated? Like here's this image and then it's again here and then it's again here because he was making it be like double exposure with this special effect in this app that he has. And look at here, the red chair. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's down here.
That's what caught my eye first as a pattern.
Very cool. And this one would go in creative in the show.
Okay.
But definitely.
Is that in Delray?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah?
it's that bar where I have all the music.
It's
on-
near Elizabetta.
And these, just past Elizabetta, just west of Elizabetta, the bar in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's
The
a bar
tin roof, the
inside.
Red King, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they have another sign that I took a picture of, but Virginia nixed it, so I didn't put it in.
No, this is perfect. Perfect. And also great that it's a square. It just lends itself to the square. Okay, and I took 2 pictures and I did stuff with them, so just because I like to. So this, he's not here, but this was his original picture. And I made it a little darker. I increased the saturation and I increased the contrast. And you see how much richer all the colors are from here to here and the thing is I didn't lose the background, all the cars and all the reflections stayed. If I had gotten it so dark that I had lost that, I would have stopped because that's part of what the image is. But you can do, this was just a couple of clicks and it came out really good. And then I just took Virginia's intentional movement one and I just made it a lot darker because I thought it was a little bit more, I don't know, richer.
Yeah.
To be a little bit darker, but that's, that's
Yeah.
taste. That's the photographer's choice. I just wanted to show what you could do with just doing one edit. That was really simple.
It does look good.
I'm really impressed with today's review. The photographs.
It's a little muffled.
Yeah, I was saying that he was really impressed with the quality of the images.
Yeah.
People are really doing a nice job.
Getting
Whether you
close.
went into your archives or you actually went out and shot them. And I'm anxious to see what people do for the black and white architecture. I already got a few that are really exceptional. So do that as well.
To take an old toothbrush and clean a certain hole, which I did, and I got a little.
Okay, Lorraine.
Lorraine just got here.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know, but
Sorry,
you're
I had
another
you're
thing.
saying
I
with your
couldn't make it
toothbrush.
last minute.
Make them.
Okay. All right, Lorraine, just so you know, this was recorded so that you can go back and watch it.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
sorry that you were late, but we knew you had company. Okay, anybody else have anything for the good of the group?
I think this was a wonderful exercise.
I have a question. I didn't go with you for the architecture, but can I take a picture that I took of some castles and stuff and make
Sure.
it black and white?
Yes, other people did also already. So yeah, I mean, we do that all the time. Okay. All right,
Thank you.
guys. Don't
Nice
forget to get your
session.
show pictures in so that Ann doesn't get everybody on the last day.
Thanks, Adrian.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Okay, bye.